Terkadang kita harus melihat dari cara pandang orang lain untuk menghargai apa yang kita punya. Terkadang kita baru tersadar akan seluruh potensi yang kita miliki saat kita diingatkan oleh orang lain yang menghargai nilai kita lebih lagi. Di Sahabat Bicara kali ini, kita akan bertemu dengan Kristian Hansen. Atau saya lebih suka menyebutnya dengan Mas Kris. Dia bukan terlahir di bumi pertiwi ini. Tapi aku salut akan cintanya untuk Indonesia dan caranya memahami dan menghargai apa yang kadang lupa untuk kita syukuri. Saya Sheryl Hatumesen, yuk kita dengar Sahabat Bicara. So glad I will have lunch with the one and only Mas Kris.
Thank you so much, Sheryl.
Mas Kris, terima kasih ya mau datang.
Yeah, my pleasure. My pleasure. Thank you for inviting me. Yeah.
You know what? This is a fun fact. I think I was one of your first subscribers. Yeah.
Really, one of the first.
Yeah, because I know your first video about living in Jakarta, 5 things about living abroad.
Ah, that was one of my first. Yeah.
Yeah, right. And then I saw you going around your apartment, around gang, you know?
Yeah.
Am I right?
Yeah, you're correct.
Yeah.
I knew that you're a subscriber of mine, but I didn't know that you've been watching my videos for such a long time.
Oh, yeah. I've been watching your video first because it was a really nice editing.
Thank you.
And the content are really touch my heart because you are really go to the, all the real citizens of Jakarta that time.
Yeah.
But now udah keliling Indonesia.
Yeah.
You said it's gonna be 1 year, but now, how is it doing?
Yeah, so, when I lived in South Jakarta and I was still planning my project, I thought, maybe I can do this project in 1 year, from Sabang to Merauke. But then I spent 6 months in Sumatra, and then I realized, okay, impossible.
Okay, so you need 2 years, 3 years more?
So I've been on the road now for 584 days.
Okay.
And I think maybe I have another 3-4 years.
Okay. So you need eat now. Okay, let's have some lunch. Let's
sounds
have some.
good. Yeah, lapar sekali.
Lapar sekali. Ini mumpung nih lagi ada di Jakarta. I wanna treat you a lunch. It's Indonesian food. So this one is nasi goreng hijau. We're in Acacia now, near your old apartment, nearby, a neighborhood,
just
right?
5 minutes away. Yeah.
This is rawon, if you ever heard.
Yeah, rawon,
Udang jimbaran, it's iga garang asam. And this one is a chicken taliwang.
All right, it looks amazing.
Yeah, it's amazing. Oh, I'm so... Okay. Well, what Indonesian food you like the most so far?
So some of my favorites is pretty much anything you can fry, I will eat it. I love gorengan.
You love gorengan?
Yeah.
You said that the foreigner, ala bule, they not eat gorengan because it's too oily. Not for you.
Yeah, true. But for me, it's no problem. I just have to watch I don't eat too much. Or I get fat.
Okay. You still work out every day, right?
Yeah.
You even try, puasa kan?
I tried fasting as well for Ramadan, and it was a really learningful experience. But it's not easy. It's not easy.
And it lasts for 3 days?
For 3 days.
3 days.
I did 3 days.
Okay. Yeah. That's good.
Yeah,
That's
sure.
it. What's this?
But some of my favorites is I love sop bundut.
Oh.
Yeah, love that. And of course, I think the thing I will eat the most is always like fried rice and ayam goreng with sambal, because this you can get pretty much anywhere, right?
At the Kalimantan, what did you eat?
In Kalimantan, I think the most interesting thing I ate in Kalimantan
this
was,
is interesting.
You know musang?
Huh? You eat musang?
Yeah.
But they eat there in one of the tribe?
So I was visiting a tribe in South Kalimantan in a small village called Desa Juhu. And the only way to get there is you have to hike 20 kilometers.
I think I saw the video.
Ah, you watched it already? Yeah. And then when I arrived there, I saw that they were cooking. They eat mostly white rice for breakfast, lunch, dinner. And then morning, I saw that they were preparing some meat.
Okay.
And I asked, like, what is it? And they say musang. But back then, I didn't know what musang meant. Oh. So I was thinking, maybe it's like chicken or cow. I don't know.
Goat, maybe.
Goat. So I eat this musang every day for a week. And after I come back to the big city, I look on Google and I search like musang and I'm like, hey. Okay.
That's what I ate.
Yeah.
How does it feel? The musang.
To be honest with you, it's not my favorite. It's not my favorite. Very fatty and a very special taste.
Oh yeah.
Maybe it was also the cooking, but yeah, I don't know. It's not one of my favorites for sure.
But you know, there's a Indonesia place at the Manado. We call
the market.
Yeah, the market. They pretty much sell everything like the kucing, the tikus hutan, yeah, the dogs. Oh, I'm so sorry. The dogs, I cannot.
No, but they're even from the government side now, they're pushing to shut it down because even the locals around there, they don't want to support it anymore. Wow. So I think in a few years it will be gone.
Yeah. How do you know so much more than me? Now I'm an Indonesian, but you know so much more. I'm so jealous with you because you travel to Indonesia a lot than I do. I mean, sometimes we have a short holiday. Okay, let's go somewhere to nearby country or Bali. But you have a lot of experience, I say.
Yeah, so the thing is, besides traveling, shooting the content, all this, I have to do a lot of research,
Okay, tell me about it.
This is why I get to learn so much as well, because, you know, some of the places I go, you cannot just buy a tour there. I have to go there for myself, find a local contact, then plan with them. That's why sometimes it will take a long time. Sometimes it will be very expensive. But I really like getting the experiences out of the ordinary, you know. I've already been to Bali, love Bali, it's fantastic. But for adventure, yeah, you definitely have to go to places like Sumatra, Kalimantan, Sulawesi, these kind of places.
But mostly you are staying in the local place, local house.
Yeah.
Stay with them, with their family. You know, it's... How does it feel? I mean, it's really maybe a different culture from the thing you know, from Jakarta, from Indonesia, from your home in Denmark.
Very different. You know, this is whenever people ask me like, so Kris, on your journey, what was the best experience? So difficult to say because I've had so many good experiences now, right? But I always end up coming back to the times where I stayed with the local family. So when I stayed with the local tribes in their homes, I spent 1 week in Kalbar, living with the Dayagiban there. They have a 217-meter long longhouse. They live 300 people there together.
You live there?
I live there.
It's such an honor.
It was really an honor because this is a place where you kind of have to be invited to go there, right? And then I made this video about their place, about their culture, their rituals, and the video got more than 1 million views. So I actually went back there again just a month ago to see how they were all doing and how they were feeling after the video had gone online. And they were just so grateful for all the exposure. They were kind of reminded of how special their culture and their life is. Sometimes, you know, we forget to remember how lucky we are for what we have, right? We always see what other people have, but then when we see it from someone else's perspective, we're kind of reminded, right? So that's why I had these made. Traditional
You already come back for the second tattoo because I know the video. They make they should be make the here for the first tattoo, right?
Yeah,
am I right?
But already full, you know.
Full tattoo.
Yeah.
So this is the first you make, and then you come back.
This is the first one.
Oh, the first one.
Yeah,
and the new one.
And this is the second one that I made from my last visit. Yeah.
Because you promised them to come back when you made the first tattoo.
I did. Wow. And I had to keep my promise, of course.
Nice. So you made a lot of, what do you say in English? Yeah, kepala suku, you know? Yeah.
A lot, yeah.
So sometimes the tribe are not open for the foreigner. They are really close. But how you manage to, you know, come to their life?
So now I have visited so many different tribes, and I've made so many videos about it.
Yeah.
So now I'm actually working directly together with an organization called Aman.
Aman.
Aman is the biggest organization in Indonesia for indigenous Indonesian people. So now they're actually giving me recommendations saying, hey, Kris, we would like to invite you to go here, go there. And actually, I will say, if there are other foreigners, other Indonesians who wants to visit these local suku, then it's no problem at all to visit. They are usually very open. But the most important thing is that you have to be open as well. It's a good idea if you know some Indonesian. Be polite, follow their traditions, follow their daily life. You know, don't just go there and expect you can, buy a pizza or a burger in the afternoon. They have Wi-Fi. You go there because you want to experience their life, you know, on their terms. So it's definitely possible to go there and visit them.
I do agree with you because sometimes we need to respect what they eat, what their daily life, so they will. It will gain their respect too to us, right?
Yes, exactly.
This one is good. You know ayam taliwang? This is from Lombok.
Oh, it's from Lombok,
yeah? It's ayam taliwang.
I'm trying one of these big shrimps now.
I heard that when you first make YouTube, you reach the, what is it?
Monetization.
Monetization. Only for a month?
Yeah, that's true.
That's it's insane.
Super fast.
How? But because you're giving out all your cards, you know, this is my YouTube, subscribe.
You also know that as a foreigner making content in Indonesia, we do have a certain advantage.
You agree?
Because Indonesians are always interested in seeing how foreigners, they experience the life in Indonesia, right? So that's why I was very surprised that I got the monetization after just 1 month, because I read online that on average, it actually takes 22 months to achieve your monetization.
True.
And it's hard work. Even I still meet so many kids today on the road, and they're all like, yeah, we want to be YouTubers. And I never disencourage them, you know. I always say, go for it, fight for it. But actually, I'm working a lot more now than I did when I was working in the office. It's a tough job.
True.
It is. You have to put in a lot of hours, and you might not earn that much money in the beginning, but you gotta keep going at it.
Yeah, true. Speak about money. You are company workers before, and I know that they pay a good money here. You're a foreigner and live in Indonesia. True, all right.
That's true.
You have a good salary, right? Nice. So because I was of one of your subscriber, I know that you leave everything behind. But we cannot just quit our job like that, right? You will be living in the street. So I know that you are prepared for this trip, for the Sabang to Merauke trip, for a year. So the question is, what is your preparation? I mean, the money, everything. I want to know.
So it's a very typical thing today that we see something we want and we go ahead and buy it. Maybe we even buy it with the credit card. It's not even our money, you know. It's like we see something, we want it now. We want instant gratification, right? And that was one of the tough things about starting YouTube, because I knew before I could start this big journey, I would need time to learn how to use a camera. You know, I didn't know how to properly take photos and make video. I knew nothing about editing. That's why I decided if I really want to do this project, I have to kind of prove to myself first that I can put in the time and I put in the effort. So I spent a year learning to edit, take photos, spend a lot of money on gear. And then after that year, I was like, okay, I put in thousands of hours now. I'm ready to get started. And it took a lot of hard work before I could be ready, you know.
I saw the big whiteboard thingy in your room.
Yeah, one of my favorite things in my apartment, actually.
So you put all that, you know, your ideas and then what to do.
Everything. You know, it was one of my best purchases ever. I remember it costed only like 200,000, 300,000.
Yeah.
And when they delivered it, it was so big. And I was like, oh my God, this is so unnecessary. But you know, back then I was still working for DSV, right?
Yeah.
So I would wake up in the morning around 4 o'clock. I would work on YouTube for a couple of hours, hit the gym, back to the apartment, quick sarapan, then go to the office, work until like 5 o'clock, be back home in the apartment, 5:30, get some dinner, and I would work on my YouTube, my editing, all the things I have to buy for the trip until sometimes like 1, 2, 3 o'clock at night, get a few hours of sleep, wake up, and I was like ready again. Get some coffee, out on the whiteboard, put up my ideas. This is my plan. Today's Monday. I'm doing this. Tuesday, this is this. I have to prepare this and this and this. It was like, sometimes I miss that fire, you know. I had those days. It was, I was unstoppable, you know. People thought I was going crazy, but I was just so passionate.
What you make so unstoppable that time? I mean, still now, but that time.
I think it was the dream of kind of becoming free. You know, at that time, I was getting really tired of working in the office. It had always been my dream to be this millionaire, you know, in the suit, going to the office, Mercedes, nice office. And my perspective kind of changed, you know, to now I don't want to have a boss that's telling me I'm doing a bad job or treating me unpolitely. And
it's like your life is in their hands, right?
Exactly. And I remember I was so sick of it. And so I was just busting my ass to just get on the road, be free, and maybe just travel for a few years until my savings had run up, and then I could go back and get a job again. But then this crazy thing happened that it actually turned into a business, because that was not even the plan in the beginning. Yeah. I just wanted to travel. So.
But now it's getting serious, right?
Yeah, it's been serious for a while now. I started my own company last year, and it's been growing so fast. Sometimes I'm like, what's going on? You know. Now I have employees and a team, and we're just doing our best to make the best possible content and promote Indonesian tourism, and it's sometimes unbelievable.
For you, Kris. It's amazing.
Yeah. Thank you. I'm very grateful.
Yeah. I mean, for that kind of life, I mean, I can see you that you are a very disciplined person. Are you a disciplined person?
That is one thing, one compliment that Ibu Henne from Denmark, my mother, she always tells me that I'm very disciplined. If I set out to do something, I will do it not 100%, but 110%.
Okay.
And it actually comes back from when I used to do bodybuilding in Denmark.
You were a bodybuilder?
I was a national champion in men's physique in 2017.
I just knew it.
Yeah.
I just knew it, yeah. Really?
Yeah. And back then, my dedication was another level. Working out 2 to 4 hours a day, eating 8 meals a day. I would eat roughly 1 kilo of chicken per day.
Yeah. I see that mental from that, you know, it's an athlete mental, right? Now you do the YouTube thingy with the same mental as like an athlete. Yeah. So that's what you make success, I think, until now. But talk about the preparation, and it's also not only your preparation, but also the financial stuff, right? So I know that you bought a lot of stocks before.
That's true.
You know, here in Indonesia, I think the young people now start investing.
Yeah,
it's a good thing.
It's becoming very popular.
Yeah, but also sometimes a bad thing, because they're trying to invest in something they don't know. I mean, if everyone do it, or I do it too, without knowing what they are doing. So what's your preparation about that YouTube thing with the passive income that you got from the stocks?
So when I was around 22, something like this, I moved to USA. I had a contract working over there.
22?
Yeah.
Oh, so young.
Yeah. And once I arrived there, I always had this dream of like buying stocks, owning parts of like companies, because when you buy a stock, you're actually buying a tiny portion of a big company, right? And I thought that was so cool. So I knew that just randomly investing would be probably not a good idea. So I started by reading a ton of books about it, plenty of audiobooks. I was basically training myself how to be an investor before I even bought my first investment, right? And I did go a little crazy in the beginning because I was spending pretty much every single cent I earned on buying stocks. Because once I got started, I was like, this is genius, you know? I take the money I've earned from the company, I buy stocks, and those stocks are making me money. So it's like money making money. And it really got me hooked. So I remember at some point I was eating, you know, $50 canned food from Target, the supermarket.
Target, I know,
And I got super sick because apparently those canned food, it's not so good if you eat that every day. So I had to take a different approach. But I spent the majority of the money I made on stocks. I really diversified myself. I didn't do any day trading, but I was buying with money that I was planning to keep for the future. And this is the problem I'm seeing a lot with young people today, is that there's so much promotion about this, you know, become a stock trader. And we have all the graphs like, and become rich in 10 days or a month or a year or whatever. But this is not the reality. It's like any other job. It takes hard work. And if you do trading, you have to monitor it all the time. So it can be really, really dangerous if you just start investing without knowing anything about the companies. It's basically like gambling. So my number one rule is never invest with money that you're going to need within the next 3 to 5 years. If you're investing with money that you need next week for food, then what happens if your stock dips?
You cannot eat.
Exactly. And then you will have to sell it at a lower price, losing money. So it's with anything. You have to do your preparation and due diligence.
That's why you already save money and then you go to keliling Indonesia with the money from the company before and then from the stocks.
Exactly. So that is what made me able to do this project. Because one of the reasons why I started investing was I knew that someday I would want to start my own business, buy my own house, something. I would need money for the future. So when I finally had the idea for Sahabat Bicara, I was like, perfect. Now I have the investments, I have the savings. This is what I'm going to use it for. But I spent the time saving for a long time. Because otherwise it wouldn't have been possible.
So it's not just happen in a day, guys. Ya, bukan dia kayak jalan-jalan terus punya duit langsung. No, you've been like planning for your future to your dream.
Exactly.
Oh, it's crazy. I think, you are very disciplined people in all areas. Like a financially, you don't like shopping, belanja, like a good stuff.
Actually, I'm not a big fan of shopping. No, I don't like being inside of the changing rooms. It's always hot, and then you take a t-shirt and it's the wrong size. And no. Of course, I like to have new, nice clothes, but no. Not a big fan of that.
So where your money goes?
Actually, on a lot of travel gear, cameras. I try to use the majority of the money I spend now on reinvesting it into my business. So it can become bigger and bigger and bigger. And, you know, you're saying that I'm very structured and all this. You know, there's one thing that I always think about when I'm sitting in a hotel room alone somewhere out in the middle of the nowhere, editing my videos. I'm always coming back to like, well, it's my responsibility now. You know, maybe it's a Tuesday, it's 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, and I'm always thinking, you know, there are people right now sitting in the office wishing that they could work from a hotel or work for themselves. And if they're working hard, I should definitely be working hard as well. Even if it's at night, 9, 10, something like this, I'm sometimes thinking, you know, there are other content creators now. Maybe they're working now as well. So I should work even harder. You know?
You take everything in life, I mean, seriously. Yeah, for the job.
For the job, yeah. I think I have to, because it's my responsibility. If I don't do the job now, then nobody will.
Yeah. Yeah.
That is the bad thing about owning your own company.
I know a lot of people, like, their life are depending to you for your, you know, your employee.
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
You have a really big tanggung jawab sekarang. You know, tanggung jawab. Responsibility.
Yeah.
So, what do you want to say?
No, I was just saying, yeah, even the thousands and thousands of people that are waiting for my videos, you know?
That's true. Yeah.
So I have a responsibility to them as well. They subscribe to my channel. They've been following my journey. So I need to live up to my promise as well of delivering.
So you've been doing a meet and greet, right, with your subscribers.
Yeah.
Tell me about it. You like an actor now, like a really famous, terkenal ya sekarang ya. Everyone, if you go somewhere, hey Kris, can I have a picture with you?
Yeah, that definitely took some getting used to in the beginning. But yeah, it went really, really good. You know, I did a meet and greet in Jakarta in, what is it called? Peak? North Jakarta.
Yeah.
The first time when I had like 15,000 or 20,000 subscribers.
Yeah.
And I thought, wow, this, I'm a YouTuber now. I should make a meet and greet.
Yeah.
And I think maybe like 10 people showed up, and still, it was really good. But we did a meet and greet now, just a few days ago. And I was actually a little bit scared that no one was going to turn up.
Okay. And how is it?
And people just kept showing up, more and more people. I think in the end, we were like 40 people.
Wow.
And it was not just random people that just saw the post and showed up. It was people that have been watching my videos from like the beginning, maybe from like a year ago. And they were like so excited to meet me. They had so many questions. They even asked me, several people, like, is it okay if I give you a hug? Because they have watched hours of my content. So they, of course, they feel like they know me.
Yeah.
I'm like a friend, you know? And taking selfies, you know, I could see sometimes shaking a bit on the hand. It was so cute. I would say, you know what, let me take the photo. You know, I really enjoyed it, because these subscribers, loyal followers, they become like a small family, you know? Without them, then my content wouldn't be the same. So it was amazing.
Oh, it's getting deep.
Yeah, it's getting deep.
It's getting deep.
I know,
because I was one of your first subscriber, and when you say that they feel like you're a friend, that's true. Because we feel like we follow your journey, so we know day by day what you're doing, right? Basically, we know that where you're going. And I remember that when you first go to your adventure of Sabang and Merauke, you meet somewhere, a subscriber somewhere, and they show up. Somewhere di mana itu kan, pernah kan?
Exactly.
Mereka datang kasih support, Kris, take care at the street, at the road. I mean, so you think that Indonesian people are kind to you?
Very, very kind. You know, this is why I saw that this YouTube could be something sustainable for me to do, continue to do, because everywhere I go, people are always so friendly. Always very respectful. They always invite me in. Mas Kris, ngopi, sudah makan, you know, always like this. I even met, just a few weeks ago, I was in South Sulawesi, in the mountains. And I was filming some bats that were flying around in some caves. And there are some people that come up to me like, Kris, yeah. They were from East Kalimantan, like deep in East Kalimantan. They were there on holiday.
Wow.
And they had watched my video from East Kalimantan. They were like, I cannot believe we're meeting here. And that's why many people will always ask me like, Kris, don't you feel lonely on the road? Lonely traveling solo? And yes, of course, I do sometimes. But what helps me get past that is everywhere I go, I feel welcome.
Wow.
Always welcome with open arms. And this is why I'm able to travel non-stop like this.
Yeah, because it feels like you have family and friends everywhere you go. You just post it, and then maybe they come for you. If you feel like you need help, post it. And I believe that one of your subscriber coming to help you.
Always.
Yeah.
Always like this.
So, you already say to me about what you love from Indonesia, but what you don't like from Indonesia, there must be. Please be honest. Jujur ya.
Dangerous question. Dun, 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 dun. So, as you know, I generally try to always talk about positive things. There's already so many creators out there who focus on negative stories because they will typically get more views. But I'm a positive kind of guy.
Yeah, you have a positive vibes.
But of course, there are some things that I don't like in Indonesia. The traffic is terrible sometimes. The pollution, of course, in Jakarta is not fantastic. And what else? So
I'm waiting.
The one thing you have to get used to if you want to live in Indonesia is you gotta have patience.
Okay.
Everything here goes a little bit slower, and it can be pretty much everything.
Yeah.
You know, you agree to meet someone at this time. Yeah, maybe they show up half an hour later, an hour later. Yeah, it's no problem because there was traffic, you know. And in the beginning, for me, it was like,
I know.
You know, and now I have to wait again.
Yeah.
My patience was not very good back then. But this was something I needed to learn. So this is something that I have learned quite a lot about from living here. So even something I thought was negative eventually turned into something learningful, you know. Still, I'm not a fan of waiting.
Yeah,
but
I'm sorry to have you waiting today.
No, it's okay. No, we started on time today.
Yeah. But yeah, I do agree because I hate when people are saying, "Oh yeah, I'm on the way," but actually they're still just sleeping on the couch. Oh yeah, I need to go to waiting. That's happened here.
I think my least favorite word in Indonesian
on my way.
No.
OTW.
Sebentar lagi. Because we both know sebentar, it can be 1 minute, 5 minutes, 10 minutes. It can be maybe even half an hour.
Yeah, it can be another. We have to. You can save the world first, and then it's a sebentar aja.
That's why sometimes when I stay in the hotels and I order the room service, and I say, "How long will it take before my lunch is here?" And they will say, "Oh yeah, sebentar."
Don't believe that.
I don't believe that. Yeah, yeah. But that's how it is.
Yeah. It's a fact. It's a fact. Yeah. But what is the culture shock? You know, you first got when you get here, and it feels like, wow.
So when I first started working in the office in Sudirman, I was sitting one day and working on my computer, writing emails, whatever, and someone next to me were sitting cutting nails just in the office table. I was like, okay, that's not what I'm used to seeing, but I guess it's okay. And then a few minutes later, she'd take off her shoe, always cutting the nail on the feet. And I was like, okay, maybe that's just more acceptable here, you know?
That's not happen in Denmark?
No, you would not see that. You would not see that.
Here a lot.
Yeah, exactly. But I think in my country, it would be something that you would do in your own bathroom at
privately,
home. Yeah, exactly. That was a little bit of a culture shock that first day I saw that.
That's funny.
But I haven't had, any like massive culture shocks when I've been like, oh, this I cannot do. I cannot work with this. I meet plenty of foreigners who come here. They end up staying maybe only a year because they're like, oh, there's too much oil in the food, or I don't want to learn the language, or the traffic is too bad, the people are working too slow, whatever. Then it's okay. Then just go back. But, I haven't had any of those moments.
But you have sakit perut nggak makan di jalanan before?
Of course lah.
Yeah. Makan apa itu?
Actually, in Sulawesi, in Sumatra, when I traveled 6 months there, I had it like once a month, pretty much. And sometimes it was really bad. Like, I remember one time I had it when I was in Tarakan, Takengong.
Takengong, where's
it's in Aceh province.
Okay.
And I was in this very small, not fantastic hotel. There was not many options of food. And I was so sick. I couldn't eat anything for like days. I was vomiting and all that. And I was alone, right? And I couldn't even stand. I almost passed out. And I thought, this could be seriously dangerous.
Yeah.
But then the staff from the hotel, they noticed that I hadn't showed up for like breakfast and dinner. So they started coming to my room and they're like, Chris, we bring you some food. We bring you some drinks, you know. And I was like, oh, I needed that. You know, when you're sick the most, you just want to be with your girlfriend or your mother or your father, someone to take care of you. Yeah. And I was like, you know what? Oh, I really needed that. So it happens.
Yeah.
But not so much anymore. I think maybe after eating the musang and the sagu worms and all the things I've had.
Your stomach already in ya? Udah okay now ya?
Yeah, I think so.
But you see, at the food street sometimes they're not properly wash the bowl, right? Yeah. Yeah. Welcome to our country.
Yeah. But I actually think you kind of you build up a tolerance, you know, in terms of bacteria. So
I don't know, it's a compliment or what?
It's just beginilah hidup.
Yeah, beginilah hidup. Talk about someone to take care of you.
Yeah.
So your subscriber must be asked, Kris, no girlfriend, pacar, yeah, pacar. What is pacar?
Always.
You have a high standard of a pacar, or now just concentrate in your work?
Yeah. So a little bit difficult because, as you know, I'm always working, I'm always traveling. And I actually had a girlfriend not that long time ago.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Very, very sweet girl, beautiful girl. And we started the relationship early this year, both going into it knowing that I would be away a lot of the time. Yeah. She was okay with that. I was okay with that. And we would talk on the phone every single night. How's it going? All this. But I would be going to Jakarta maybe once a month maximum. I would see her for a few days. But during the days I was in Jakarta, I also had to do some work meetings and editing. And,
like this, right?
Yeah, like this. And it unfortunately didn't really work out for me. Very, very sweet girl, but I felt like the worst possible boyfriend, you know, never really having time to spend with her, always feeling like she had to wait for me. So I actually decided that we should stop it again. And, I have so much focus on my work now and my journey. So who knows, maybe one day in the future, but right now it's not the time.
Wow. But actually she's okay with that, with your lifestyle, or you feel bad for her? Oh, sorry, my mic.
She was actually okay with it, but I didn't feel like I was being a proper boyfriend, you know. I felt like she deserved more, deserved better.
Wow.
So that's how it is sometimes, you know.
But as a person like you, I mean, you are very disciplined, determined, and you always set your goal. You always focus. What partner in life you are looking for? They have to be as smart as you, or they just have, a sweet girl just take care of you? What are you looking for?
Oh, this almost sounds like dating profile, yeah?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Because this is you cannot get anywhere.
True. All right. So the kind of qualities maybe I'm looking for in a woman, yeah? Very sweet, intelligent girl, someone who maybe has quite a lot of her own projects, because I'm always busy, but if she's not that busy, then it always makes me feel like,
feel bad.
Yeah. So someone who has her own project, even maybe her own business, you know, someone who likes to travel, of course. And yeah, very important, cute smile. You know,
cute smile.
Yeah, because we can always say like, oh yeah, it's the body or the hair, but you know, sometimes, I don't know if you have tried this, maybe with your husband, but you know, when someone smiles at you and you're like, whoa.
Oh,
yeah.
That's, true.
Yeah, so smile is very important. Humor is as well, of course, yeah.
I know, you cannot date a very stiff girl, right? No.
I'm actually quite silly in my private time.
Really?
So yeah, it would definitely need to be someone who who wouldn't mind me being silly a lot of the time. Yeah.
Okay, you're not eating? Okay, to wrap up this, I will ask, what is your biggest dream in life?
That's a good question. Can I have a bit of water?
No, sorry.
My biggest dream in life? Well, I have quite a lot. But some of the dreams I have, like maybe within the next couple of years, is I'm hoping to buy myself an apartment again in Jakarta. I've been living in hotels now for nearly 2 years.
Yeah.
And maybe that sounds nice, but sometimes it's actually not.
Why?
You miss having your own bed, your own couch, you know? When you open the cupboards in the kitchen, you know, there's still the same snacks, your favorite snacks, and you can have all your clothes, your belongings. This I really miss. So to give me a bit more of a home feeling here in Indonesia, right? And then within the next couple of years, my dream is to build my own house, but not in Jakarta. Could be in Sumatra, it could be Kalimantan, Sulawesi.
Like the first foreigner, you know, say that it's Sumatra, Kalimantan, Sulawesi, mostly they feel like Bali or Jogja.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Could be Jogja, maybe
Jogja, nice.
A little bit north of Jogja. I just wanted to be in very natural, beautiful area, close to the kampungs, you know, some place where, you know, when I wake up in the morning, I can hear the chickens, see the kids running to school, close to the rice fields. Maybe we have the mountains in the background. Some place where I can make a difference as well. So I'm not just, oh, you know, there's a bule living over here. But it's like, oh, that's Mas Kris, you know. We talk with him every day, you know. He helped maybe build the school or, you know, the kindergarten. Or
you want to belong in that community, in the area.
Exactly. You know, being able to talk with the neneks and just something more local.
Okay, you know? This is the real you, not only the content. This is you. You are like that.
Me. Yeah. Yeah. You know, I'm actually from the countryside. My father has a big farm in Denmark.
Oh.
So I'm not really a
big city person.
Big city boy, you know. And I want to build a house big enough so that when my family comes to visit, there is maybe a small house for my mother and for my brother. And this is a really, really big dream of mine.
What can you change? What would you change, in your opinion? Yeah, if you could change one thing of Indonesia, what you would change?
If I could change something about Indonesia. Oof. That's a good question. Actually, I have to think about that.
Okay, I eat my chicken first. Wait, I did my chicken and then I get back to you.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know,
I've never really thought about that before.
No? Maybe there's nothing you want to change.
I don't think so. I mean, it's because I've traveled to so many places. So I know as a visitor in another country, you come here and you accept how this country is, how their culture is, their values. And then you cannot really expect to change it because I'm not an Indonesian citizen. So it would be weird if I was saying like, oh, this needs to change. It's it's not really up to me, you know.
Because you really tend to see everything from their point of view, not your point of view, right? That's a good vibes, Chris. But now there's a lot of foreigner, a lot of bule, a lot of bule, mostly at Bali. They do some
nakal.
Yeah, nakal stuff. And what do you think about that?
It's a little bit sad. Because like I told you before, that I think when you come here as a visitor, you have to respect the local laws, the local culture, and of course there's been some unfortunate incidents, but still, I mean, there are hundreds of thousands of tourists that are coming to Bali every single month. Yeah, and hopefully the majority of those people coming in, they know that you have to respect the locals there. Yeah, respect the traditions, and because the thing is, if some foreigners keep making problems, then there's just gonna make more restrictions. Yes, for all the other foreigners coming in who hasn't done anything wrong. Yeah, for example, like myself, you know. So yeah, I always say to any foreigners visiting watching my content, come to Indonesia. Learn about the culture, have a great time on the beautiful beaches, on the beautiful mountains, try all the delicious food. Just remember that you're a visitor. Wow. Yeah. What a nice message. Yeah.
Last question. Yeah. There's a lot of young people in Indonesia. They are now losing their, or lack of interest of the culture of themselves, of the Indonesian culture. Yeah. They are boring to learn about, in Indonesia itself. Yeah. From your perspective, from the bule perspective, Mas Kris, what are you going to say to them?
I'll say it's so important to remember the Indonesian culture because you have such a heritage. It's so unique. I can be honest and say, in my country, I don't feel like we have a whole lot of culture left. Rituals or things that we say like, oh yeah, this is Danish, besides beer and bacon, it's so important to remember, because if we don't maintain it, if we don't keep teaching the new generations about it, then eventually it will fade out in the sand, Luckily, more and more people are realizing how valuable it is with all the different sukus we still have left, all the different traditional languages, the Bahasa Dayagiban, Bahasa Mentawai, all these languages. Luckily, there are more and more people who is taking interest in making this live on, like carried on to the next generations. And this is why I also try to make these videos, to remind Indonesians that your country is unlike anything I've ever seen before.
Thank you so much, Mas Kris, for everything that you've done by your video. And now sekarang lidahku capek ngomong bahasa Inggris ya.
Apa-apa.
Bahasa Indonesia.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
Sama-sama.
I hope the best. Hati-hati di jalan.
Thank you so much. And actually, because I heard you're a subscriber, so I bring you a small ole. Yeah.
Right.
My merchandise
I'm the subscriber of KH. Mas, forget the Indonesian name.
Kristianto Hantoro.
Kristianto Hantoro. Thank you so much.
My pleasure.
Let's continue eating.
Yes.